Hey, this is Travis at Full Spectrum Laser. I have our Muse in front of me here today, and I'm going to show you how to properly align it. This process might seem a bit daunting at first, but don't worry, with a little bit of trial and error as well as just a little bit of patience, I know you can do it. The tools and materials you'll need are going to be your 2.5mm wrench and your thermal paper, both of which will come with your machine. But don't worry, if you don't have any thermal paper, you can use any store receipt as long as it's a thermal-based system. The laser tube, located in the back of your Muse, is the energy source from which the laser beam travels. From here, it will bounce through a series of mirrors, making its way to the laser head. If any of these mirrors are out of alignment, this will cause your laser to seem like it has lost the power to cut or engrave, or it will seem as if nothing is happening at all. Before you do any alignment, it is always best to test your alignment first. Just remember, the diode is simply visual. During this process, we're going to use the thermal paper and the test fires to align and position the laser. Feel free to use a piece of masking tape to cover the diode for now. Make sure you have your water and air turned on during this process. Remove the lens and set it aside. We don't need this until the alignment process is complete, and removing it will keep it clean and safe. Now take a piece of your thermal paper and put it where the lens would go. Unlock your gantry and move it to the back left position and do a test fire. Leaving the thermal tape in place, we are going to do the same thing, but in each corner of the workspace. After you've fired the laser in each corner, let's remove the thermal paper and take a look at the results. If your results all line up like this, you're good. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you are fairly close to this, you should be good since the lens will take care of the rest. Now, if your results look like this, and the dots don't line up, then your Muse needs to be aligned. Make sure your water is still on during this process. Also, make sure you take the proper safety precautions and never modify the laser to fire while the lid is open. The last thing we need is for you to shoot your eye out. Take a piece of your thermal paper and stick it to mirror 2. Move the laser head into the back left corner, close the lid, then do a test fire. Move the gantry into the front left of the machine. Before we do another test fire though, look at the location of the burn mark from the first test fire. If you need to, use a highlighter to mark it so you can differentiate between it and the second test fire. Now, close the lid and do another test fire. If the two burn marks don't match up, see where the second one was and adjust the screws on mirror 1 to accommodate. Once you have confirmed the mirror 1 to 2 alignment, you can move on to the mirror 2 to mirror 3 alignment. This process will be very much the same as we did with mirror 1 to mirror 2, so you can follow those same steps. From here, make sure the laser is firing close to the center of the lens. If it is too far off to one side, it might not make it all the way through the air cone, especially if you're using the 5-inch focus lens, which has a much longer air cone. You can adjust the screws on mirror 3 to move it as close to the center as possible. Now that all 3 mirrors are aligned, we need to make sure the red diode matches. Move the laser head to the front right position, put a piece of thermal paper where the lens goes, and do a test fire. Now check to see if the red diode matches that mark. If not, then using the screws on the diode housing, you can adjust it so it will match up with the burn mark. Remember, do not move any of the mirrors to adjust the red diode, or you will need to go through the entire alignment process again. Now that everything is good, make sure you use some optical grade wipes to clean your mirrors. They need to be 100% reflective in order for your laser to function to its full potential. See, that wasn't so bad. I knew you could do it. If you need further assistance, feel free to reach out to our support team at any time. You can find the link on our website to create a support ticket, and a technician will reach out to you as soon as possible. No animals were harmed during the filming of this video.